So, one common thing that we typically ignore with injuries or we don't consider is the psychological impact that it has on the athlete that's affected. Um, William Prentice, in his book Principles of Athletic Training, discusses the various psychological effects and psychosocial responses that an athlete is going to have to injury. Typically, they're going to have one or three types of outlook the moment the injury happens. Um, the first is going to be it's disastrous, and this is typically an athlete that they have a real shot at either a scholarship or to go pro, or this is their identity. Another athlete may meet this with courage, as they look at it as a chance to overcome adversity and rise above the current situation. And then again, an athlete may look at it as an escape. And what I mean by this is, let's say the team's not doing very well. They're not a very good athlete. They don't love the sport anymore. A parent is just kind of pushing them and trying to live vicariously through them, so they're trying to escape that situation. Either way, there's going to be a response based on one of those three. Now, there's typically four types of injuries, and there's short injuries, which are your acute. They're 2 to 4 weeks. Your rehab stints that are a little bit longer. We're talking about a month or more. Chronic, this is an injury that just keeps coming periodically throughout the season, or terminating. This is a season-ending or a career-ending injury. Now, throughout this process, the athlete's going to go through 3 reactive phases. And the first one is going to be their initial reaction to the injury. And it could be relief if it's a minor injury and they thought it was something much more major. Or it could be something as severe as they're grieving, or because it's a terminating injury. They're also going to have reaction to the rehab process. And based on where they fall could depend on how they look at it. If they're identifying with the courage, they're going to dive into the rehab process 100%. If it's an escape, they may take a little bit longer. If it's disastrous for them, they just may be disinterested. There's also going to be a reaction to the return. The athlete that is viewing it as a chance for courage, he's going to be excited about the return. The one that is viewing it as an escape, he or she may prolong the return because they don't necessarily want to get back in that situation. The one that's disastrous, it's not really return to them, it's more of return to daily life. Now with the terminating injury, we're going to go through the Kubler-Ross process, or the stages of grieving, just like you would if with the loss of family member or anything like that, because this is a large part of their identity. So they're going to go through denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. All of this is things that are often overlooked in the injury process, and it's a major pivotal part of it that as a clinician we have got to be aware of, and we have got to look out for this.